All right. So, yeah, we got volume on the recording, volume on everything else. All right, so I'm going to start over. This is Daryl Martin with ApexInvesting.com, talking to you about being the sniper, being the target, and thriving in 2021. Make sure to check us out at apexinvesting.com/bootcamp to get a 30-day free trial, full access to our indicators, our training, and our trading room. And we've been doing great in that. Make sure you check out our disclosures there. So there's risk involved in investing. Know what you're doing before you do it. All that fun stuff. We just had our Thrive event and talking about how everybody seemed to like the event, and it went really, really well. We had people saying it was the best event we have. If you haven't checked out the video testimonials on YouTube or in the Facebook group, check those out, and you can see what it was about and what people thought about it. Hear it from them versus just me. We covered OPR, which is a great confirmation for trades. We talked about John's favorite trade. We've had several good ones. How y'all been liking those? The JFTs. So we actually had one this morning that happened like right in the dark zone, so we couldn't take it, but it still worked. It worked in the dark zone. So I was pretty impressed by that, but unfortunately we couldn't take the first one this morning. And then we talked about trading psychology. So that's an important part, don't you think? Getting your head straight for everything that you need in trading. And went to Lori's no-brainer trades, which has been really helpful for taking better trades. We talked about taking trades. 2s are just normal trades, and 3s and 4s are, trading, in the zone, getting the best trades, the best of the best, and how to best use those walls and rose level bounces. And a big thing we talked about was combining simplicity and sniper to improve accuracy. So using sniper to help you with simplicity and using simplicity to help you with sniper. How's that been helping y'all? The training that you got? Have you been able to apply it? It's been awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. So I've been helping you out a lot. A little more consistent. Feel like you're actually reading the market versus just following the arrows type thing. Well, definitely take advantage of those. Those recordings are up. I do have a little announcement about Markers Plus. There's a little confusion. The third-party verification process. Do not do the third-party process unless you're instructed or unless you're going through the very first install right after you've bought it. So again, the very first install right after you bought it. So only do the third-party activation process if it's your initial purchase. So you just purchased it a few days ago, then this is your first time installing it. Otherwise, only do the third-party process if the Apex Help Desk or Pablo tells you, okay? Don't randomly do it. Don't just do the process just because you got a trial expired message. This is not the process to fix it. It will only create more issues. Follow the process. Do not randomly do the process because someone in Skype told you to. This process will mess up your access and create mass confusion in the back end if you have not been instructed to do so, okay? It's only a process for brand new members installs or for troubleshooting from the help desk or Pablo, okay? So we don't want y'all to run into tech issues. We know those are really annoying. So just wanted to pass that along, make sure everybody got that message. I know John sent it out like 200 times. So hopefully that is clear to everybody. Initial or if the help desk tells you, okay? So y'all want to do some chart review? We haven't done chart review in a while. All right, let's back it up to this morning. All right, here we go. So let's get past the dark zone. This morning, you had to be very patient, but if you did, the trades were good. So let's check it out bar by bar. And by the way, what I'm doing is I just pull up the chart and I use a right click on the arrow. And that goes one bar at a time. And it's one of the best things that you can do to improve your trading. When your day is over, just go in and just review the day. Okay? Just one bar at a time. Now, right there, we had a TX with an OPR. Would we take that trade? So no, it doesn't line up with any of the rules. Just because it has OPR doesn't mean that we take it, right? So we want to make sure it lines up with the rules when we take the trade. So going, and we're going to get quite a few TXs here. We're only 2 minutes into the day. There's another TX right there. Do we take that TX long? Nope. And you're glad you didn't? There we go. All right, there's another TX long. Do we take that trade? Yeah, that would be at best a 2. You got ODD sort of, because you're basically hitting the same low. So I would call that a 2. It's coming off a gap level, has ODD. I would go with a 2 on that trade. So you could call that a range-bound, semi-ODD trade. So I would, like I said, I'd call that a 2 trade. And if you take and thrive, you know what a 2 means. But just an average trade. That trade would have worked out. Yeah, sort of being the key phrase. We're not really wanting to embrace the sort ofs. I know this feels like a long time, but we're only 5 minutes into the day. All right, we got a TX right there to go short. Do we take that trade? Nope, doesn't line up with anything. There's no sort of. That would be like trying to pull a 1 or something. It's like, well, it's close to ODD, you know, and that last one was almost more of a 1 than a 2, unless you want to look at it as a range-bound trade. Let's see, we got another one right there. Do we take that trade? Nope, we got coil chop. So we do not take trades in coil chop. Okay, that can be very expensive to do that. Okay. So still being patient. There we go. We got one right there. All right, do we take that trade? So look at it carefully. There actually is a reason to take that trade. It'd be a number 2 HD trade. Yep. So your last one was 190. This is 1477. 777% greater. So, and that trade was profitable. So that was an HD trade, hidden divergence. And that again is when this number is greater than 125% of the previous number in a trend. Okay? Let's see here. The way I'm easy to find them is those detectors at the bottom make it real easy to find any trades that are possibly popping up. All right, we got a short there. Do we take that trade? Nope. Doesn't follow any of our rules. So when I ask you, do I take a trade, I'm asking you usually because there's an X box that pops up or a detector at the very bottom. So we're, 10 minutes into the open. Being patient, looking for the good ones. All right, we got a filtered TX trade right there. Would you take that trade? DR is very low. Good job. Middle of range. Excellent. Very choppy. So all those answers came across as why you would not take that filtered TX trade. Those were excellent answers. So we got our 2-3 bar chop. We got our low DR, which is the green at the bottom below that yellow line there. So really not the ideal trade, and you would have saved yourself money by being picky. It's not what you make, it's what you keep, right? All right, we got a filter TX on this trade. Do we take it? No, because let's see, we're going right into a dynamic magnet and a dev being settlement on top of that. We also have very low DR and at the bottom of the range. So we're going to be picky. We're not going to take that one. And look at that. That saved us. And it's a little bit tricky because you gotta really pay attention, but you gotta be ready to fire as soon as a good trade does come up, right? So I'm looking at things like we're talking about. Is there chop? Is it low DR? Things like that, which is only going to matter on certain trades, but definitely matters on a filter TX. Let's see here. Oh, I missed one. All right, we got a third bar swing trade right there. Are we going to take that trade? I mean, it's off a recent low. Are we going to take that? I'd say it's going into a wall. So I would not recommend taking that trade. Y'all see that? Yeah, literally, if I back it up right there, it's going right into a wall, which is not really what we're looking for. So it would have worked out, but how many haven't worked out already that we shouldn't have taken? Yeah, ZOI crash in a wall. An OPR. Do we take a trade just because we have OPR? Nope. It's a good confirmation, but it has to be a confirmation of a setup that we already have. All right, we got a TX short right there. Do we take that TX short? Nope. Wall, settlement, chop. DR's low. No. Like, in DR before, it wasn't even green. So it doesn't follow any of our rules, and actually it goes against our rules by trading into those levels. So we've had one winner so far. Okay, we got a ZOI off of a wall. And it will take profit before this wall, because it'll take profit right here. Not ZOI, LVS. So you sort of got a semi-ODD. Again, you have the same low. Okay. But you have room to take your profit, your 9-tick profit. So it's ranging, but ranging can be good if you got room to the top of the range. But is that a good trade? Yeah, I got the ZOI crash. And you got the semi-ODD, but you definitely got the SLZ coming right off of a wall and a ZOI crash. So I think that is a solid trade. And it laid a paw on top of that. Okay, so I would actually rate that as a 3. And there it goes. Winner. Okay, so that gives us 2. All right, we got a ODD short. No, it's not an ODD. It's our OPR short. Do we take that short? Nope. Doesn't follow any of the rules. So do y'all have this kind of discipline to say that in the middle of the day when things are going on? Like, nope, doesn't follow the rules. I'm not taking it. The more you can do that, the better off you're going to be. Otherwise, you're going to be really frustrated. Okay, we got a long TX. Do we take that? It's a range trade. It's an ETX. Exactly. It's laying a mini magnet right next to a Paul, right next to a ZOI, off of a wall. So I'd say that's a really solid ETX. It's not just an ETX in the middle of nowhere. And that's profitable. So there's our 3 and done for the day. Let's keep on going, all right? You want to review some more? Yeah, that rule of 3. Remember that Lori talked about? So we got 3 things right there. ZOI, wall, paw, and actually another ZOI. So, quite a bit. OPR by itself. So we don't take that, right? Remember, we already got our 3 and done. We're just going forward just to review some more trades. And that's your goal every day. It literally is just 3 and done and be bored, be done. I mean, that's in the first 30 minutes. You should have been done trading today. Oh, we missed one right there. We got a TX there in Coil Chop, right? So, no trade. All right, we got a TX right there. We don't have OPR on it, so OD on it. But without ODD telling us something, even with ODD, here's a good thing. Even with, let's just say we had what looked like ODD. Are we in a range, or is this coming out of a range? So if we had like 2 pullbacks, or is this coming out of a range? Yeah, it's coming out of a range. So we don't take that trade. And some of these trades go fast. That's why we've done... by the way, have y'all been using the new quick keys to help you get orders on really quick? ODD, question is ODD. What is ODD? It's when this number is 85% or less of that number in a downtrend. Or this number is 85% or less of that number in an uptrend. But we're not in an uptrend here. We just broke out of a range. Okay, so we don't take that trade. You find the quick keys. I put up a short tutorial video. If you have access to the chart trader, you have access to the hotkeys indicator. And there's a 2-minute video on, or 10-minute video on the chart trader page that talks about how to access it. So you just go here, you go to indicators. Again, you have to have chart trader to use it. And then you add the Apex order keys. And then like what I got here is number 8 is for a buy and number 5 is for a sell. And if I hit the control 8 or control 5, then it'll immediately place an order before the bar closes. Whereas the chart trader is going to wait for the bar to close. Markers Plus is going to wait for the bar to close. So literally all you have to do is have your finger on control and be ready for a trade. If there is one, boom, you hit it. It puts the order in place. Some people map them to their mouse buttons, so that's cool. So is this trade an ETX? No, it is not within 2 ticks of an OP level. And if you're talking about the 956 trade, it's also not within 2 ticks of an OP level. You only need Thrive. You need the chart trader to get the hotkeys. So you need chart trader, which is pretty cheap to get the hotkeys. You need Thrive to get where it plots the 30 tick OP levels on all your charts. Alright, so we don't take that one, and we're glad we didn't. Alright, we got an SLZ. Are we coming off of anything for this SLZ? Nope. Not coming off anything at all. So no trade. Okay, what about this SLZ? Are we coming off something? Right there? Yeah, we're coming off a gap wall. So walls being one of the major levels, so you could actually take that trade off the gap wall. All right. So that was a question that came up in the room this morning. Can you take them off the gap walls? Yes, you can. It's actually on it. It's not above it. It's literally right on it. So the entry would be below the wall. It would have to break the wall in order to give you an entry. I'm talking about this yellow dotted line right here. Yellow dotted lines are gap walls. And what gap walls are is they come from the gap between Sunday and Monday. So the market closes Sunday at one price. Friday and Sunday. The market closes at one price on Friday, opens at another price on Sunday, and we mark those levels. So yeah, the actual SLZ bar is the bar that touches it. We usually mark the level it gapped up to. Or down to. Not where it started, but where it opened. Okay, so we take that trade. That trade was a winner. So we're past our 3 and done. Let's see, we got an ODD trade right here. Do we take this trade? It shouldn't be behind the wall. It can be on it or below it. So I got yeses and nos. What's your reasons for yeses and what's your reasons for nos? You don't need a level for an ODD. You got crocodile eyes to the left. Let's measure where those are. The second one is actually at the take profit. Two obstacles, two ZOIs are not an obstacle. They're not any obstacle that we list. We do not list ZOIs as an obstacle. Following DR is not a reason to not take a trade. So this would be a 2 trade. Doesn't have anything else going for it except for it's an ODD. Okay? It does work, but it is a number 2. Let's see here. We got a reversal TX, 150% at the same level. What do we do on that trade? It's also a range bound. It is the first trade against ODD. It's semi HD because we got the same low. I'm hesitant on the trade. Are you hesitant on the trade? That's the big question. Okay, so if I'm hesitant on a trade, I don't want to take that trade. So when in doubt, throw it out. Do y'all like that? Do y'all? I mean, it's not a saying. I'm just saying. Do you get that? Like, if you're in doubt, if there's not enough telling you, like, just avoid it. It's iffy. Don't trade the iffy trades. Those are like low twos, right? Are we talking about a 3+? That's like a 2-. You know, is possible, but is it probable? Are the probabilities in your favor? No, it's more like a 50-50. So we're going to avoid that trade. It worked out. That's okay. All right, we got a TX trade here. Do we take this trade? Sort of a range-bound trade. It's not an HD because it'd have to make a lower high with a higher OD number to be HD. Yeah, so I mean, that'd be a low 2 range-bound trade. Not quite an enhanced TX. It's a little further than 2 ticks away from the mini magnet. You know, I like that it's coming off the 2 mini magnets. You know, that's about all I like about it. So again, I'm going to put that in the maybe 2 category. Because it's range bound and it's coming off a couple mini magnets. It has a paw. So, you know, a solid 2. So if you're trading 2s, it would have worked out, but it would have scared you. Here is a good opportunity to make sure I reinforce something. If the market chops like that and you get a coil chop, what should you do? Get out. So you would have moved your profit up and or to tick close. You would have made 5 ticks on it. So and you would have known the second this bar closed up, if this bar closes back down, it's going to be coil chop. So you didn't have to wait on the bar to close down. You could literally take profit and move it right up the second that bar closed up. So if it does close back down, you're out of the trade. Oh, we had a couple in there, didn't we? We had that one. That was obviously not going to take that trade because it's... Well, that is a good question. You're in this short, then you get a long. But you're right at the top of the range. What are you doing with that? Nothing. Top of range. Just avoid it. And you've been glad you did. Plus, you're already in another trade, so that'd be really confusing. All right, we got a long right there. Do we do anything with that? Nope. Do y'all see how helpful this is just to go through and analyze it? What happens is I do this, and by doing this, by you doing this, it speeds up your mind on what to look for. Because you get to pause for a second and develop some muscle memory on what you're looking for. So, should I take that trade? Yes, no. What do I see? And so it speeds up your mind, it builds your muscle memory to where you're able to read the chart a lot faster. I know a lot of y'all have had a challenge with charts moving too fast. Anybody in here have that problem? Do you think if you did this process on a daily basis, you would be able to read the market faster? Because you'd be training your eye every day without worrying about money, without worrying about hitting a button. So just doing this is helping you, right? Like what we're doing right now, is that helping you? So what if you took an hour every day and just went through the morning or the time that you trade and did that? Would you be able to read the chart faster and make decisions faster and get more trades? Think about it, if you did that every day for a month, how much faster you would be. So, can I challenge you, if you're wanting to thrive in 2021 in your trading, stop at your 3 and done, and then go back. You can take a break or whatever, but come back that day and do this step by step. So, would this be more valuable, you think, than trading sim? As far as developing your ability to read the market? Yeah. All right, let's see here. OPR by itself. There's a TX. Do we take that TX? It's an ODD going into double mini magnets. It actually would take profit before. Yeah, the bar at 1009 had OPR, but that was all it had. So it would actually take profit right here. So you go here, 1 bar, 2 bar. It would take profit before the double mini magnets. So it's an HD trade. Yep. So it's okay that the DR is red because that doesn't matter on OD or HD trades. It's also coming off of levels. And it works. So that was a 3 trade. It threw a mini magnet on a paw, so it was an ETX. It was an HD, and it had room to take profit before the mini magnets. So it threw a mini magnet on a paw, HD, ETX. Okay, so that's a good trade. Do y'all see that? So that's the point of this, is to sort of open it up and help you see everything. All right, we're at the same level. We're going into a wall and a dev. Do we take that trade? No matter what our OD is? No. Okay, now we have an ODD, but do we take that trade? Again, we're going into a level. Nope. See right here, we got a OD trade. It will take profit before the wall and the dev. So can we take that trade? So it's a number 2. It's not a number 3 or 4. It doesn't have anything else going for it, except for it is a valid OD trade that will take profit before it. So it's a valid 2. The valid 2 would have worked out, but it didn't have anything else going for it. But yeah, I get why you wouldn't take that trade. Keep passing these. Okay, do we take this trade? Nope. I agree. Would have worked out, but wasn't worth it. Okay, we got a TX. Definitely don't have ODD on it. As you can see in a little bit, it's 300%. Has an OPR. Into a wall. Nope. All right, we got a TX here on the wall, going into a mini magnet, very rangy. What do y'all think? Just an iffy number 2? Can I look at the trade back at 10.14 again? Sure. What about it? I agreed with not taking it. Didn't have anything going for it. Okay, well, I can't read the ODD real well. All right, so right here, are we taking this TX trade short? Going right into double mini magnets right there. Yeah, I don't like it. Doesn't feel like a solid setup. Let's see, where is that one at? There it is. Okay, we got okay, this is the one we were talking about last. TX, no ODD, into a wall. There we go. All right, well, we're caught back up. Okay, now we got a TX long. It's not HD. Do we take it? No dice. Very choppy area. Would have worked out, but who cares? There's plenty that wouldn't have. All right, we got a TX long, filter TX with OPR that's laying a paw. And it will take profit before the double mini magnets. Sort of top of the range, so I can see why you wouldn't like that. I do like the OPR and laying a paw, but I can see being not taking it because you're at the top of the range. So it's a valid number 2 because you're at the top of a range. Would have worked out, but let's see here. Let's see. We've got a coil chop there, so we don't take that. The other one doesn't have an OD number for us to make a decision on, which we probably wouldn't have had it based on how big that number is. All right, we got a TX long. Nope. No trade. We talk about ODD in the sniper setups video. There's an oscillation detector divergence trade. setup, and there is a hidden divergent trade setup video. There's 2 videos for each of those inside the setup section. Okay? So that's one of the setups. I believe it's in section 5. So we said no. We're glad we did. If you can't find it, let us know. All right, right about right here. Do we take this long TX? It's coming off settlement. Still no? Good. No, we don't take it. Okay, we got another long TX. Coil chop, that's right. Got a short TX, also in coil chop and low DR. And into a wall. All right, we got a elevator trade. Are we really coming off of a trend here? Is this like the top of a new trend? I mean, it's the beginning of a reversal, if it is a reversal. But you got 2 to 3 bar chop. I mean, you don't have a whole lot going for you. So no, we do not take that elevator. And we're glad we didn't. We got a long TX in chop. Are we going to take anything in this 2 to 3 bar chop? Nope, exactly. It's just spinning around settlement. Got a long TX. We take it? Nothing. Nope. Like, nothing here is good. It's good to recognize that. Got a long TX there. It's not HD. We're not in a trend. Against DR, do we take it? Nope. Alright, we got a long TX there. Do we take it? Ah, it's ugly. But yeah, I got coil chop going right into a wall, right? So 2 reasons not to take it. All right, we got a SLZ off of the dynamic magnet. Do we take it? Yes. And it wins. Oh, and we got... Is that a 3rd bar swing? We also got a 3rd bar swing, but we're going into that wall. So do we take the 3rd bar swing? TBS is a no because of the obstruction, right? Y'all agree? Okay, so no TBS. Got another SLZ in the middle of nowhere. Do we take it? Nope. Got a filtered TX. Do we take it? What do y'all think? Got 2 to 3 bar chop. So would it meet the requirements? You got DRs low and you're in 2 to 3 bar chop. So would that even qualify as a number 2, or would that be like a number 1? Trying to make it fit. One dressed up as a 2. You got to watch out for those. They may work out, but a lot of times they don't. Got a TX short. We're going to take it in this 2 to 3 bar chop? Nope. We're glad we didn't. Y'all noticed how many that did work, but how many that didn't work that we've avoided? All right, we got a 3rd bar swing off of the top of a slow up moving trend. What do you think? I like that it has room. I like that it weighed a mini magnet. But I do not like the 2 to 3 bar chop. It feels like it could just oscillate back up on me. So that's a number 2. And it would have lost. Oh yeah, I did have crocodile eyes to the left. Good call. All right, we got a long TX. Do we take it? It's an ETX. ETXs often break levels. And it weighed a paw. Got yeses and nos. If you're a no, then don't take it. If you're a yes and you take it, then it worked out. Took profit right at the wall. Came right off a ZOI crash. Had a paw. I mean, it had the rule of 3 going in its favor. So, I like that one. All right, we got a TX short. Do we take it? Nope, doesn't follow any of our rules. And it lost. I got another TX short. Probably has ODD on it. So we're going against a strong uptrend. Do you like ODDs against a strong uptrend when they're not weighing anything? Now, it's coming off of some walls, which is nice, but it's not weighing one. Again, simplicity, yeah. So I would pass on this trade because we're in a strong uptrend. We've been doing a lot of little mini pullbacks, like 1 or 2 bars and then up, 1 or 2 bars and then up. And that would have went against us. Now we get another TX ODD going into double dynamic magnets. Nope. And it would have lost. All right. That's 11 o'clock right there. That's where we usually stop. The black dots at the bottom, those are detectors. We go through what each detector means inside of these setup videos. You're confused on the 956 ETX. In our notes, we have 2 ticks or less from an existing mini mega paw. The small red arrow down here is OPR. Okay, so let me look at 1056 or 956 for you. $9.56. You do have it is an ETX, but it's in coil chop. So I wouldn't take it because it's in coil chop. So you have to make the call if you're going to take an ETX in coil chop. It's allowed. It's a number 2 if you do it. Today was patient, got 63 ticks on oil. Awesome. Oh no, it's coil chop. Down, up, down. And a lot of chop before it too. So it is straight coil chop. Down, up, down. So did y'all pick up some lessons? Can y'all challenge yourselves to do this yourself every day? Y'all want to do this again next week? Y'all liking this? How do hotkeys work? Yeah, I can show you. I mean, I just hit Control 5. Let's see here. Or Control 8, and it automatically places an order. So if I hit Control 8, it places an order at the breakout there. If I hit Control 5, places it down there. So don't just wait on... I definitely will do this again next week. I love doing these. I think they're one of the most helpful things that we do. But don't just wait on me to do them. Like, literally take the time every day and do this, and you will get so much better, so much faster. I don't know how to center the mouse buttons. Let me see if I can see how to do it. Probably yeah, I'm not sure how you do it on a mouse. May have to ask in a room. Last button. Oh, scroll. Yeah, you could use scroll. That's dangerous, but you could program the scroll up and down to do it. I don't know how you do scroll up and scroll down to do both, though. Usually on your mouse itself, you can set it to emulate like Control 5. So like somewhere in your mouse settings on your buttons, you can make a button be a combination like Control 5. So if you did that, then it would then, and you set this to Control 5, then it would set up the mouse to do it. So first set this, then set your mouse keys. And that's going to be different on every computer depending upon what software you have for your mouse. Can't see screenshots, Kevin, or else I'd open it up. So next week we can do chart review again on the webinar. Or if y'all keep doing third-party reviews, then John's going to hop on and do a webinar. Yeah, I'll let you. So if you don't know what I'm talking about when I get into, you know, 2s, 3s, and 4s, that's why you want to take Thrive. So make sure you're in the elite room. By the way, if you ever don't get an answer to a question, you can always Skype me at Daryl Martin 3. Okay? So you can always Skype me. Don't Skype me as a first resource, please. But if you're not getting the answer that you need from the Skype rooms or the elite room or the help desk there, then Skype me, okay? I don't want you to be without the ability to ask a question and get an answer. So just challenge y'all, ask questions, share charts, learn, grow, be engaged. And if not Thrive, you definitely want to get it. Thrive merchandise should arrive this week. Marion is out in Las Vegas helping out Lori. As soon as she gets back, she'll be shipping it out. All right, we all have a fantastic evening. And make sure to, you know, hop on our Facebook page, like the post, share the post. We do contests based on that. And be engaged in the group. And I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. All right, y'all have a good night. Again, check us out at apexinvesting.com.